Every time we refer to us, we do it from a conviction that there is a part here in you. You somehow has control of everything. You've the name you want. I like to call it conscience, which is the place where God dwells. I always like to make this religious source. Religious discourse comes along with this understanding of psychology, psychiatry. In my brain, there is what we call conscience, which is the place that knows everything about me. In my book, wherever I go, let your heart be there. If you have never read, I recommend you. It is a very cool book. It is a dialogue of a man with his conscience. And consciousness is a child. I wanted to give such a meaning. The child, she has no rodeos. What she knows, she knows. She is not disguised. Of course. Then she learns to be disguised. But you, in the first moment of your life, were absolutely honest. You were extremely transparent with what you felt, what you thought. Then people educated me so that you didn't say everything, just say something. So we are disguised as we are being educated. It shouldn't be, but we are polite. I don't say everything I think. I don't say everything I think. Because it's a smoothness that I try to observe. So, I'm Facingio. I didn't like your haircut. Why am I going to say that I did not like your haircut if it does not change anything? Unless I have a lot of intimacy with you, and I suggest, look next time. I don't know what you think about it. But I think your hair gets better that way. And you have all the right to say, the head is mine, the hair is mine, and I have to like it. Then you guess the life of someone you love. But we have this part of us that somehow is not contaminated by hypocrisy. The disguises we usually give. We call it consciousness. When this part of us who have the command identifies that something is not well, she sends a message. And how? We have this message. What is the fever of emotional illness? The conflict. If the body, when it gets sick, needs to give us an indication that something is not right with it. A fever, for example. When we are not quite emotionally, the manifestation is called conflict. The conflict is the fever of emotions. Conflict is that reality that puts you an obstacle between what you are and what you are being. The one you are and the one you are being. It may be that the one I am being today has nothing to do with what I am in my essence. So I was assuming things in my life that didn't tell me respect, and because I was afraid of counteracting someone, I was accepting that like mine, I was staying for me. I was assuming I didn't have the courage to say that it was not for me. That it had nothing to do with me. And suddenly that situation turned. He turned. And I stopped living well inside me. And then I get conflicted. The fever of emotions or conflict. I get conflicted. I don't fall inside me. I don't know how to act. I don't know how to live, how to do it. And the conflict, it establishes itself within us. Like a kind of thorn on the pillow. You know, as if you try to sleep in a bed whose pillow is lined with thorns. Every time you head your head, you feel the thorn. It's uncomfortable. I can't sleep. Sometimes that discomfort increases, increasing. And what do I need to do? I need to face. I need to take this pillow and take a thorn by thorn, throw it away so that the pillow is comfortable again. In emotional life, the same thing happens. Staying in our life structure, and we are living with that, and we are going through the days, and we adapt to it. It's like we adapted to the disease, as if you adapted to fever. No, your body was not created to constantly be feverish. By the way, fever is horrible discomfort. You lose your encouragement. You lose your willingness. You have to take an antipyretic. But what is the antipyretic for the conflict? What would be the portion that would have any action on this conflict? The confrontation. What is the confrontation? It is the capacity. The courage you have to put yourself in the face of what is being uncomfortable from the point of view of emotions to you. Why am I feeling this? Why am I so uncomfortable in me? And you try to identify. It may be that you have assumed a lot that was not yours, that it was not for you, that it has nothing to do with you, and you were adapting. You may have extended that relationship that you know that has ended a long time ago. That relationship can be friendship, it can be dating, it can be marriage, it may be whatever. Every relationship needs to be purged. Our relationships, even the obligatory, you need to purge your relationship with your children every day. Or if it's not every day, because we'll be there eternally therapeuting everything, it would be ideal. But you may put you the rule of at least once a week. Think about the quality of your relationships. How are you taking the bonds you have below? And you identify the conflicts that exist in each relationship. Even that relationship that does not go through someone else, but that goes through a choice. The work you have, for example. All work is not a person, but it is a choice you made one day. And it may be that your body, your emotions are trying to show you that this work is a place of unhappiness to you, that you would be much happier and much better if you even won less. But we're working on something you accomplished. Okay, but then you can say to me, Father, and the stability I've achieved, you need to weigh this, even to be entitled to choose from instability, knowing that it can be an imprisonment for you. But not even choosing instability, even knowing that it hurts you, it needs to be a choice. This conflict needs to be remedied, needs to be heard. Okay, I come to the conclusion that I'm unhappy in my work, but I get because of instability. But you then made the confrontation. You arrived at the answer. What is cruel is when you arrive, it doesn't reach an answer, but you wreck all the time on the huge waves of your discontent. I wouldn't be in a place, even if it gave me stability, being unhappy. But other people have the right to live it. Yes, even to be happy, people have the right. And I know that sometimes it is hard to look at this and allow the other to be unhappy. How many times have I wanted to change the heads of the people I love because I wanted happiness for them? They did not want the same time that I needed to somehow be well with the option of not being able to interfere anymore. It's okay. The life is yours. Everything I had to say, I already said. Even I will stop talking so as not to be that unpleasant thing too. To be forever saying the same thing. But from this moment on, he lives his conflict and decide. If that's what you want, then it's good. Even to be unhappy, you have the right. Even being unhappy, you have the right. And I can't interfere with your choice. But it is good that this choice has gone through confrontation. I face my conflicts. I don't leave it for tomorrow. Okay, this tomorrow, my people, I don't need to read literally. Understand literally. Sometimes tomorrow is next month or after this pandemic. I came to the conclusion that many people already completed this before me. I took this to me as a rule of life, that I can never make an important decision when I am very happy or when I am very sad. Important decisions should only be made when I am in the balance of my emotions. Not so much there, not so much here. To understand me. Note, sometimes I go through difficult times when I want to react immediately, I think, so that I will react to it now. If life is still working, life is still working. How many things I thought I had an understanding of them, and suddenly I realized that I had nothing, and the time showed me. My God, that illusion to mind. Think I had an answer to that and didn't. Sometimes I thought I was seeing the truth. Was not. It was a mistake. Time came and denied it. So today, I have had a lot of patience with me. A lot of patience I need to have. Because otherwise my life will be based on the impulses. I cannot be impulsive. I came to the conclusion that for me, impulsivity puts me in a context of a lot of stupidity, rational stupidity and emotional stupidity. As we wrap up another insightful session at Path of Faith, we encourage you to be part of our community by commenting, liking, sharing, and subscribing. Together, Let's spread the light of faith far and wide.